Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Today our Marvel Legends reviews continue for this Vulture Wings Build-A-Figure wave for the Spider-Man Homecoming film coming out in July. And in front of me we have Tombstone, or the Sinister Villains as it says. But yes, he doesn't come with any accessories. Obviously we get a Build-A-Figure piece for the Vulture Wings, some decent side art on the side. He shares the back packaging with the Beetle, and then he gets a little write-up. And as always, we get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to complete the Vulture Build-A-Figure Wings. Today we're reviewing Tombstone. So yeah, side art of Beetle, so he obviously shares the packaging with him. And yeah, looking very menacing in the box. Let's open him up and see what we got. Pow, so here he is, Tombstone. As I mentioned, no accessories, but we do get another Build-A-Figure piece for the Vulture Build-A-Figure Wings. And this one looks very cool, to be fair. Lots of articulating moving parts. Look forward to building that. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for my review. We'll be reviewing Vulture with his wings last. But yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, what do I think of Tombstone? Well, when I first opened him up, he felt a little bit stiff. Yep, I know, everyone crack a joke. But other than that, he's, I think, on a new body. I could be completely wrong. I'm really crap at guessing what molds they are. So I'm sure someone else in the comments can tell me if this is a if this is a body mold that's been used before. There's no peg in the back. Obviously, his collar is newly sculpted. Very reminiscent to the recent Cyclops we've got, because his cuffs on his wrists and his boots are just loose. So that's quite annoying. I don't know if they're meant to sit higher up or not. Probably not. But that's annoying. To be honest, if I was going to pick a Tombstone figure, I probably would have had him in a bulkier suit, because it would have been really good for options of obviously having a bulkier, musclier suited body for lots of different head swaps and whatnot. But this is very accurate to his animated series look. Like, I'm a massive fan of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. That's probably the first time I would have seen this character, and he looks exactly like he does in those cartoons, so I do appreciate that. His face is very menacing, but other than that, it is just basic flat black paint, tiny bit of silver in the buckles. The bout is sculpted bout. There's a little bit of sculpting on the chest for where the jacket is, but other than that, quite a simple figure. Let's see if I can get move this camera up and get a closer look of the head. So there we go. There's his head. Will that focus? He's sort of got a pig style look. He's actual albino, that's why he looks like this, and he filed his teeth down to sharp points. That's why he looks like a vampire, but he is not a vampire. But I think that's probably a good sort of time to jump to my Who Is He segment. So let's ask the question. Tombstone, who is he? Now, this is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information on the character that this figure is inspired by. So, Tombstone, who is he? Tombstone first appeared in Web of Spider-Man 36 back in March of 1988. Tombstone, real name Lonnie Thompson, was introduced and established to have a history with Peter Parker's close friend Joseph Robbie Robinson, so continued to be a regular villain / gangster in the Marvel comics. Basically, a hitman or an enforcer for other bigger villains in the Spider-Man comics, including Kingpin, Hammerhead and the Chameleon. Already a strong, tall, imposing street fighter, he eventually gained super strength and new abilities when he was hit by gas at the Osborn chemical plant, which caused a mutagenic reaction in his bloodstream. And as well as being an albino and filing his teeth and nails down to sharp points, it gives him a very unique look. Tombstone has continued to be a villain involved in many Marvel stories, and more recently has been revealed to be the father of the new Beetle, Janice Lincoln. So there you go, I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information on the characters that these figures are inspired by. In front of me we have Tombstone with the Peter Parker Pizza Spider-Man, and then obviously Venom, just for a sort of size comparison, if you will. Obviously Venom's on a much bulkier body, and to be fair, Tombstone sort of stands side to side with him. So if you want a sort of size comparison of what Tombstone's like, get out your Venom, and that is sort of his size, if you will. Here he is with Chameleon. He's obviously done some work with him in the past, and then his daughter is the new female Beetle. I do really like the size of this guy when he's compared to characters like these. He is meant to be the muscle and the sort of the thug for bigger crime lords, and he definitely looks very imposing next to Chameleon. So you can imagine Chameleon hiring him as his muscle, and obviously this is his daughter. I wish we had an unmasked head for her, but I suppose you could use the silk head maybe, but even still, good size compared to all of these figures. And lastly, here's Tombstone compared to the other figures that I've already reviewed in this wave, including Moon Knight and then the MCU Spider-Man Homecoming, Tom Holland Spider-Man. And yeah, it's very quick, simple review because there's not really much to say. Articulation is just what you'd expect. It's in all the right places, and he's very accurate to his animated series look. But yeah, I'm a fan. So yeah, another great character to add to your rogues list for your Spider-Man comic shelf. I'm glad I got this figure. So subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one.